piss on the ground, Jason. There's piss on the ground. Pee on the
I
ground.
sleep and pee now, dude. I sleep and poop and pee.
What's up, zoners? This is Tyler, Big Turd Ward, and Jason, the lucky bastard Ethan Wolf, coming to you live from the West Coast. And this is the Fantasy Red Zone. Today, we have our streamers. We got some players that maybe should be on your waiver wire that you could probably play this week, have some great matchups. We also have our starts of the week, Jason, our plays and our pauses. Players that you probably want to play in your starting lineup, but we have pause on them. Don't sit them, but maybe you should downgrade them a lot. Maybe you got a better option on the bench. All right, but before we get into all that, man, we need help. Just look at us too, man. Look at us, man. We're barely hanging on. We're barely surviving out here. Jason, please tell the public how they can help this show.
Yeah, if you guys made it this far and enjoy two friends talking about fantasy football, then please hit the subscribe, press the like. We like the likes. Leave us a comment. Let us know what you think about player pause. If you got any start or sit questions, let us know. We try to respond ASAP. Do remember, though, we work a 9-to-5 job. We have bills to pay. But that
Like
also
8 to 4.
It's like 6:30 to 3.
It used to be like 6. Man, the older I get, the later I go.
Yeah, you need to sleep in.
I don't even have a kid, man. I don't even have a kid. You got a kid over here. Holy shit.
I'm going in like a zombie half the time.
Zombie.
We're also on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. And what's that thing called? Patreon.
If you want to see more of the show, man, and again, we're really not adding any information. We're not gatekeeping any information on Patreon, so you are just supporting us pretty much. But hey, man, if you want more information, that's the only way we are ever going to be able to do more research. All right, man, we got the news for yous. Jason, ready for this? This just happened today. Jared Goff has been on a roll, right? Well, so has his ankle. All right, man. He rolled his ankle today and should be back to practice tomorrow. But I have seen people roll their ankles, Jason. I've seen people play tennis, roll their ankle. I've seen somebody waiting in line to buy the new Xbox. I think it was Xbox 360. I think that's what it was. He rolled his ankle. No big deal, right? And then the next day, holy shit, dude, he could not move. It was all purple and blue. I'm talking about you.
I was out for a month. I was on crutches, dude. And I was on the news. You remember it being on the news, like me limping in the background? They're like, we're out here in front of Target to see all these people standing out here waiting for the Xbox 360, and you see me in the background. I'm like, it hurts so bad.
I hope you caught the ball, Jason.
I didn't, man. Wasn't worth it.
Yeah, so hey, this is something to pay attention to tomorrow. Well, you're watching the show today. Go check out Jared Goff and see how he's doing, man. And then, hey, dude, Derek Carr expected to start this weekend, Jason. Does this change anything for you? Chris Olave back. I think he was back last week, but still. Rashid Shaheed gone. Chris Olave there, first game back. I forget who Bub, Wolverine's favorite football player. Bub Means. I think he is a non-factor. All Chris Olave and some tight ends, probably with Derek Carr.
Yeah, I mean, Chris Olave actually did pretty well last week, which was surprising, but I kind of see that continuing because he's already Derek Carr's favorite receiver, and now there's really just no other option. No?
I was like, dude, Rashid Shaheed was his favorite receiver, I felt like, for a while.
Nah, he only got like 5 targets a game, dude.
They just felt so big.
Yeah.
They were hitting on everything, man, whereas Chris Olave it was like DK Metcalf last year. But Alvin Kamara, man, I was checking out his targets, dude, because I told people to pause on Alvin Kamara. We'll talk about that in a minute. He had 11 targets, man. So he's had that like 8+ targets like over a month. It's just crazy. So he's getting like 10 to 13 rushing attempts. But what those targets, man, in full PPR, it's crazy. All right, man.
Yeah, and that's what saves running backs, right? Especially people or running backs are maybe getting older and just not really good at the running metrics. Is like, dude, every reception is a point. If you're getting 11 targets, that's fucking ridiculous, dude.
Yeah, I know. And with what's his name out now, I expect it to continue, man. So, all right, dude. Hawkinson will not be on a snap count this Sunday. With the way that tight ends had an all-time weekend, Jason, I don't know if you knew that. It was like the weekend of tight ends. We'll talk about that in a minute too.
National Tight End Day,
dude. And they even showed the stats on TV after they brought that up. It was crezy.
Most receptions by tight ends ever in one day.
That's crazy. Hawk will not be on a snap count. I would still, if I had Hawkinson, man, the guy in our league has Otton, so obviously he will start Otton. I have McBride in our listener league, and I also have Hawkinson. But still, dude, Hawkinson, I'm going to be ranking him top 6. I'll be ranking him above Evan Ingram, probably. I don't know. Without Christian Kirk, that's probably stupid. We'll think about it.
Evan Ingram is going against the Eagles, who are like 4th best against tight end scoring.
Dude, Eagles defense, we're going to talk about in a minute too, dude. They are on a tear.
They're starting to click.
Vic Fangio. All right, man. Jonathan Brooks, Jason, did you see fully practices Wednesday? I am a Jonathan Brooks owner. Jason tries to get him from me all the time. And hey, watching Bryce Young actually play well was encouraging. But still, so they're getting rid of Deontay Johnson. That might be good too, man. More receptions for the running back. So Jonathan Brooks looking up. I was worried, Jason, that I was hoping I was hearing a lot of stuff about them trading away Chuba Hubbard, maybe. To maybe somebody like the Dallas Cowboys. I don't know how you'd like that.
I would love it. Lucas?
Yeah, especially for the Chuba Hubbard owner and the Jonathan Brooks owner. Positive for both.
Yeah, so do you know that Brooks is on a snap count? Because I saw he was projected like under 5 points.
Yeah, I mean, he did say that he's on track to play, but they did not go into specifics about like workload. Like usually they're like, oh yeah, he's going to come back full workload. He's not going to come back 100 unless he's 100%. So he's 100% full workload. Like they're not saying anything like that. So I suspect or expect, 20% snap count, something like that. Jason, Tracy, Jonathan, or Tracy Jones Jr., man, I picked him up for free like 3 weeks ago. Is in the early stages of concussion protocol. Needs to be upgraded tomorrow to have a chance to play on Sunday. He was on the sidelines today, which actually was a good thing. Usually if it's bad, they're not even there. Or something else. I don't know. I was reading some article. But the article did say, we will know tomorrow if he has a good chance to play. Dude, but Brian Dayball was saying he's in the early stages. Last time I heard that, dude, Malik Neighbors missed 2 games.
Yeah, I think they need to upgrade their doctors over there in New York. People have been sitting out too long. But hey, you know what the good thing was is that Tracy and Devin Singletary, they both played against a really tough defense, and there was like projections that they were actually going to cut into each other's workload. But dude, it was all Tracy, huh? It was all Tracy, and that's great news for Tracy owners, bad news for Singletary owners.
Yeah, and I also saw what Pittsburgh had not allowed like a 27-yard rush all season. He had that 27-yard rush. Then he had a 45-yard touchdown. They had not allowed a 100-yard rusher all season. I think Jonathan Taylor had 88 yards versus them. So Tracy Jones Jr., man, blew that shit up. I understand why I was getting people trying to trade for him right now. I'm seeing that he is top 20, Jason, in a lot of trade charts, if you look at trade values. So, yeah, man, Tracy, look it up for me. And then here we go, man. Bryce Young to start again. Hey, he actually did pretty well last week. Better than the Red Rockets done over the last couple of weeks that he was starting. So, Bryce Young. I don't know if you watched any of his throws. He had a back shoulder throw. That was pretty awesome. But not terrible, Jason.
I just saw his touchdown throw to Leggett.
I think that was a back shoulder throw. Maybe. I can't remember.
And then I was like, I got to get Leggett. And Leggett was gone.
Yeah, dude. I tried to trade for Leggett. Our league is a smart league, man. Our main league and both leagues, really. Every time I want somebody, they're always taken. All right, lastly, Jason, ETN limited participant and expected to be back this week. Doug Peterson was said that he was excited to get ETN back this week finally. Tank Bigsby's kind of been hit or miss, Jason. I think he was super matchup dependent. Sometimes he looks like a world beater. Sometimes he's super average. So I think that's probably just a part of that offense. The thing is, though, Jason, is that they just traded their best offensive lineman, their left tackle, away to my Vikings. Thank God. But are they going to sell ETN? I think that would be their next thing.
They should sell him. Last week, Tank Bigsby actually did pretty well. Got the ball down to the 1-yard line twice, and both was vultured by a touchdown rush by Trevor Lawrence, and then a touchdown pass by Trevor Lawrence. So I started Tank Bigsby, and I was like, well, this sucks.
Good job, Jason. Though, thank you for. Hey, man, we got some truth facts or what is it? Fact checking, whatever they call that
Fact
shit.
checking from Stephanie and Jared.
All right, man. So ETN, I am the owner. I told you to hold because he literally is not worth what people are trying to give you for him. So yeah, let's just wait and see what happens, and hopefully he gets traded before the deadline. Before the trade deadline, I'd say the Cowboys would be good. I don't know what would be better, man. I don't know who's really hurting for a running back right now, except for the Cowboys. And
Cowboys for sure, dude.
Offense is pretty garbage right now, but hey, they might start clicking in the second half like they did last year. West Coast offense, Jason.
West Coast. Getting ready for you.
All right, man. Let's get into the streamers real fast. I got to write this out so people know what I'm talking about. Let's see. I think the Dodgers and the Yankees are tied right now. All right, man. I've got them written out. So, Troy Franklin, Jason. Do you know who that is?
Yeah, is he a wide receiver that's from Oregon who used to play with Bo Nix in college? Actually, he still does for the Denver Broncos, correct?
Yeah, so this is a 2-for-1 again, dude.
Third round pick?
What'd you say?
Third round pick?
I think it was a 4th round pick, actually.
Oh, that was close. I was giving him too much credit.
I only know this because he was on the waiver wire show, and I just did it. So he has the second best cornerback matchup versus Jalen Armour Davis. He's giving up 0.40 fantasy points per route run. That is elite. That is elite for cornerback matchups. I mean, if you're in the 0.4, man, you're like I said, he's second best. Dropped a 40-yard touchdown last week. I heard that like 10 times on Reddit. Like, did you see that? Bo Nix could have done so much better. Troy Franklin dropped a 40-yard touchdown. So, I think I can't remember how many targets he had, but his snap count has continued to gone up. He's going against Baltimore. They're allowing the most receiving passing yards over the last 3 weeks at 310, dude. The next worst is 273. So they're giving up, what, man, like 43 more yards than anybody else, almost 50 more yards, passing, receiving, than any other team in the NFL. And I tell you, Jason, I think we talked about the stat. As far as like separation or cornerbacks on wide receivers, they lead the NFL. Like they are covering the tightest. But this continues to happen, man. I do not understand what's happening here. But we're going to write it out. I mean, it's a continuing trend. So, Bo Nix, Jason, is averaging 22 fantasy points per game over the last 4. He is on a heater. Troy Franklin, Cortland Sutton would be the obvious play there. But you can go pick up Troy Franklin right now and stream him against Baltimore. Hopefully he does not drop a touchdown pass. And also, Jason, Bo Nix is available. Dude, Baltimore's been giving up like top 5 points to quarterbacks as well. So those two you could stream together, and I would start them as a stack, Jason. I would stack that shit.
I actually picked up Bo Nix because it's to the point where it's like, man, he's just putting up a lot of points like every week now. But I say like 3 out of the 4 last games, he's throw for multiple touchdowns in 20-point games. But this is good, Tyler, because I actually was pretty close to diving deep and thinking about Troy Franklin as a start in my lineup this week.
I'm glad. This is like the first week I didn't. Did you send me your starts? Because I didn't even look.
No.
Okay, because I was like, this is like the first week I didn't even know. I was just going out on a limb and all my streamers.
Yeah, a lot going on today. I forgot to do that.
Yeah, we got. Hey, man. Hey, I'd say I get it, but hey. All right, man. But Jason,
in the butt. What in the butt?
Marquise Colson was. I keep on talking about a rookie that was drafted by Sean Payton that ended up being a top 15 wide receiver. That was Marquise Colson. That's why I was paying attention to who he drafted this year, and it was Franklin. So I don't know if he's going to do it over the second half of the season, but he is worth a flyer at least. And this is his best matchup so far. And then, hey, Jason, have you heard of Jaleb Coker?
Is that, wait a second, is that a tight end?
Dude, it's a wide receiver for the Panthers.
Oh, no, absolutely not. Who is this guy?
So I kept on hearing about him on all the waiver wire wins. Like, man, I got Coker. And I was like, because, I was doing my waiver wire show and Leggett caught that touchdown and I was pretty interested in that. But I did not realize, Jason, that Coker was actually the leading receiver and he had a touchdown of his own in Bryce's return. So 4 receptions on 6 targets, 78 yards, and a touchdown. He has the best cornerback matchup for them with New Orleans slot cornerback Alontae Taylor giving up 0.30. And I'm thinking Leggett might get the Lattimore, dude. So, I would like Jaleb Coker this week. Bryce, again, we talked about this in the news. He's going to start again. New Orleans giving up the 7th most receiving passing yards over the last 3 games and the 5th most on the season, man. So all season long, they've been giving up passing yards. Lattimore is their one shutdown corner. Other than that, man, they have not been doing shit. So Jaleb Coker, you can go pick him up, put him in your flex. PPR would help, all right? But if you really are desperate for a wide receiver, I love it. I love it, Jason. He's going to get 6+ targets and maybe a touchdown.
How do you spell his name? I'm going to look this guy up.
Dude, Coker.
Oh, I think I know who that bitch is.
Janet Jackson. What, like Freddie Jackson? And then, hey, Jason. Streamer. Yeah. I got a streamer. You ready for this?
Yeah.
Philadelphia defense, man. I picked them up. I tried to get Washington defense. Somebody outbid me because I got 0. So hell, you bid $1, outbid my ass. It's like real life, man. But I ended up getting Philadelphia, and then I started doing this research, and holy shit, they've been allowing the fewest passing yards allowed over the last 3 games, Jason. They get Jacksonville, who just traded away their best offensive lineman and lost Christian Kirk, and Brian Tompkins Jr. as a chest like me, a concave chest. The second fewest rushing yards allowed over the last 3. So the fewest passing yards, Jason, and the second fewest rushing yards over the last 3 games. And you think that'd be an outlier, but look at their talent, man. Look at their talent.
Yeah, so, they held
Philadelphia defense. If they're available, go pick them up.
Yeah, I think they held Burrow in check, and Jamar Chase kind of had a good game, but I think they won by like 20 points, right? It was like 37-17.
Yeah, it was something like that. And then I was just thinking about, I just watched a highlight reel on Dexter Lawrence as well, Jason, for the Giants. That guy is insane.
That guy's a dad. He's a dad, bro. He's a dad.
He's 26 years old, and he's just throwing fools. He's going to be the best defensive lineman pretty soon.
Yeah, dad strength.
It's crazy. All right, Jason. Next up, I got a tight end for you. Will Dissly. I keep on seeing this guy's name, right? I'm like looking at the screen at the bottom of the screen. Will Dissly. He's leading the receiving yards. Will Dissly. Jason. He's going against the Cleveland Browns, who have the 7th fewest fantasy points per game allowed to tight ends. That's not a great matchup. Their defense has actually been doing really well. But this guy's had 11 targets and then 7 targets over the last 2 games with a top 7 finish in one of those weeks. So so what is that? 18 targets? That's more than Kelsey, and that is the same as McBride. I think he's only behind Otton. So this guy right here is getting targeted like a madman. What's his name's finally healthy. They're getting healthy over in the Chargers area. Quentin Johnson ain't doing shit. No other wide receiver except for Lad McConkey's doing shit. Dude, Will Dissly is getting targeted at a top 3 rate, and nobody's even paying attention, Jason.
Yeah, keep an eye on this guy, though, because he's questionable and he didn't practice today.
Damn you. Well, it's Dude's Day. It's Dude's Day. It's a Wednesday.
And then Chargers, Hayden Hurst, I think, is going to be playing this week, too.
Damn you, Jason. Why are you doing all this research?
No, maybe. He's injured, too, so you never know.
Just because I wrote his name down when I was watching TV. I was like, this is insane, man. And then I checked his – then I was like looking at the most targeted tight ends over the last 2 weeks, and I was like, oh, my God. So, thank you, Jason. This is why we got 2 people on here. Streamers. I think that's it, Jason. Those are my streamers for this week. Let's get into the play and the pause. We're going to end with some positivity. That does not mean pause. That means positivity, dog. That means we're going to end with the plays. Oh, but we're going to go over how we did last week real fast, Jason. You ready for that?
Yes.
Let's see.
Wait, hold on. Ah, shit. Okay. I was trying to remember who my gamble of the week was.
It was Baker Mayfield.
It was Baker Mayfield, yeah.
Dude, Baker Mayfield, quarterback number 2. He's scoring like 30 points a game, dude. It's crazy. This shit is crazy. So, anyways, man, we were 3 for 4 on our plays. Kirk Cousins, I told you to play Yeah, I told you to play quarterback 3, 28.6 points. He almost replicated that game, Jason, he did before. Jason, you went out on a limb, said James Cook, man. He was running back 1, so 28 points. That's right, Ray. And then, hey, dude, I was like, hey, you should start Jalen Waddle. You've been holding Jalen Waddle. He's got a good matchup. He's at a top cornerback matchup. Well, Tua's timing was off. All right. I expect it to get back soon.
He also had 2 drop passes, dude. He got one that was hit in the chest, and he dropped it.
Right.
So.
I heard it on that sports radio.
Yeah, he had points left on the field, so.
There you go. Wide receiver 52, 8.5 points. And then, Jason, you said to start in Njoku. So funny, man. Tight end 7. You'd be like, oh, tight end 7, what do you have? Like 9 points? Fool had 17 points. All right?
Dude, so, National Tight End Day, man. It's crazy.
I know. And then, Jason, let's see. We were pretty much, 1 for 4 on our pauses. Baker Mayfield, gamble of the week, quarterback 6, 24 points. Holy shit, Baker Mayfield. Start him against anybody, man. He's going against Kansas City this week, I think. Yeah, Kansas City. Start him, man. Who knows? I would just he's going to throw the ball 50 times.
Tyler, I was doing my offensive line, defensive line matchup, and they said the player to target to start was Baker Mayfield. And I was like, dude, I just gambled against this guy. Then I read the information. I'm like,
last week. Because I was like, against Kansas City? I was like, damn.
Oh, I was like, dude, there's no way, man. There's no way. Damn,
check out Jason's Friday show, dude. Or no, Friday show. Check out Jason's Saturday show. It's crazy. It tells you everything. The future. All right, man. And then I said to pause AK-47. He ended up getting 11 targets, Jason, and ended up being running back 13. But that is outside the running back. Well, that I should say I messed up on that. Still got 18 points. Jason, the crazy thing of the week, man. You said to pause Calvin Ridley, and I was like, yeah, obvious. That's dude. Right. Who's starting Ridley? Here comes out. Wide receiver 5, 22 points. Holy shit. And then I think
Mason Rudolph is the key, apparently. He was throwing dimes to Ridley. I was like, oh my gosh, dude. No. Whatever.
Hey, man. Laporta, week of the tight ends. Tight end 8, 16 points, 17 points. So without Jameson Williams, man, Laporta is actually very startable. And now we see Jameson Williams looking at being suspended again, dude. So who the hell knows what's going to go on there?
Remember, it wasn't a touchdown reception. He recovered a fumble in the touchdown, and that's what got him the touchdown, the 6 points.
Otherwise, he would have been like tight end 15, probably. That's the difference in the tight ends.
That's still like 10 points, though, you know?
Yeah, I mean, that's all I want, dude, is 10 points from a tight end. That's all I want. That's what I got from Bowers last week. I needed 13, god damn it. All right, Jason, let's get into our pauses. My pause for quarterbacks. Are you ready?
Let's do it.
I don't think the world's ready, Jason, because I'm not saying to stop him. You cannot. I mean, this guy is the number 1 quarterback on the year, pretty much. But Lamar has a terrible matchup, Jason. Did you know that I wanted to try to find what percentage of his points were from passing this year? Damn it, the Yankees went up.
Did you find it?
No, but all I know is in a lot of articles they're saying that all of his points, are from passing the ball. I mean, a lot of them are. And now he's
not
going
getting the rushing touchdowns this year.
What'd you say?
He's not getting the rushing touchdowns this year.
Oh, dude, I know. But he's hosting Denver. And what do, man? They don't allow passing. So they're taking what he has been doing the best, really, fantasy-wise, away from him. They're allowing the 4th fewest fantasy points per game to quarterbacks at 13 points. Jason, he has not finished out the top 12 this year. He has only scored 2 rushing touchdowns and has been below 60 rushing yards in 6 of his 8 games. Usually you're used to this guy getting 100 rushing yards, getting that bonus in our league. Let's see. He's 5th in passing yards, dude. 2nd in touchdown passes and 3rd in yards per pass attempt. Seriously, this guy has been insane passing the ball this year. Denver, 7th in passing touchdowns allowed per game with 1. All right, so they're on average, they're allowing 1 passing touchdown. Lamar has thrown multiple touchdowns in 4 of his last 5 games. He had his worst finish, Jason, quarterback 12, in that one game where he only threw 1 touchdown. So, I mean, the odds are he's only going to throw 1 touchdown this week and not get many passing yards. Yeah. this is going to be Lamar's worst game of the season, Jason. And I would have pause on him. You will see how I'm going to rank him probably outside the top 12. I don't know if I'm going to rank him outside the top 12, but he's going to be like 10 or something. All right. I will have pause on him.
Yeah, I wonder how Derrick Henry's going to do too. This is going to be a tough matchup for him. Is Deontay Johnson going to play? I mean, it's not really that much of a.
He's practicing. Upgrade. I mean, they said he's practicing.
What a wasted trade for, dude. I don't know why they even needed this guy.
Deontay Johnson and Zay Flowers, it's like you guys just got screwed. I said to start Zay Flowers this week because I still like Zay Flowers. Zay Flowers has been killing it, except for that Tampa Bay game where they blew him out.
Well, he got injured that game.
Well, there you go. He has 100+ yards every other game.
Yeah, he like rolled his ankle on like the second catch of the game or something like that, and then he was just like in and out, dude. He lowest snaps of the year, I believe, because of his ankle.
Jason, you are such a wealth of knowledge, man.
Well, I watched those games because of King Henry.
Don't take those offers all the other shows are giving you. Please stick with me.
I told him, I was like, it's either the both of us or none of us.
Okay. So Lamar is the first pause. Jason, give me with the running back.
All right. What do we got here? All right. Pause. Running back 24, Ramondre Stevenson.
Oof.
Last week, he averaged 2.4 yards per carry on 20 attempts against the Jets, who are pretty good against the run. This week, against the Titans, who allowed 16 points per game to running backs over the past 4 weeks, allow a little bit better than average 1.27 yards before contact. But the Patriots' offensive line is 31st in yards before contact, earning just 0.96. The offensive line can't push. They never win the battle in the trenches. They are 31st in run block win rate. The Titans' run stop win rate is in the middle of the pack. Then, if Drake Mays is out, I don't feel comfortable starting Patriots players when Jakobi Brissett. I pause. Ramondre Stevenson.
Yeah. I'm sorry, Jason. Who'd you say they're going up against?
The Titans.
Dude, yeah. Low scoring game. I bet they don't have the lowest over and under. That's the lowest over and under. I think they do have the lowest over and under. At like 30, like at 37 or something like that.
Yeah, it was something pretty low, 36 off the top of my head.
Yeah, and then you're looking at, I mean, New England's defense actually played really well last week, relative to what they have been doing. So yeah, I think it's going to be a defensive game. Calvin Ridley is going to get 300 yards, Jason. But yeah, Ramondre Stevenson, I think is matchup dependent, and people underestimate the Titans' defense. I'm wondering if they're going to be selling Jason like not Rashid Shaheed. They could get rid of who's that cornerback, man, that they have. That's so good.
Gonzalez?
No. The Titans.
Oh, Snead, L'Jarius Snead.
I was listening to sports radio, and they're talking about how that's a trade target right now for a lot of teams. It's like
Tell me who that is, brother.
I'm in a gang.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, man. But yeah, so Stevenson, matchup dependent, bad matchup. We'll let you know when he's had a good matchup.
Tyler. Oh man.
What'd you do?
That was my gamble of the week. Gosh dang it.
It's okay, man. Hey.
Screwed it up. We gotta start this whole thing over, man. I didn't do the siren.
You wanna do it?
No, it's all right. Woo, woo, woo. Gamble of the week is my riskiest pick. Ramondre Stevenson. Pause him against the Titans.
Jason, Harrison Jr. was just shadowed by Ramsey, right?
Right.
And he killed it. He got 100 yards, touchdown. One of his best games in a long time. He has not been doing well. Let's see. Wide receiver 4 this last week, scoring 23.1 fantasy points with that bad matchup versus Ramsey.
On my bench.
Yeah, right. He has the third worst cornerback matchup this week. Guess what, Jason? He gets Jalen Johnson. So hey, he was all the preseason hype, and like the first 4 weeks, he was allowing like 0 points. It was insane. But people have been actually scoring some points against him. But dude, I believe in Jalen Johnson way more than Jalen Ramsey. Wait. Yeah, Jalen Johnson way more than Jalen Ramsey. He's giving up 0.13 fantasy points per route run. That's like top 5. top 3. And let's see. Dude, before this last game, Jason, he had not gained more than 45 reception yards over a 4-game stretch. So 4 games, it was 45 reception yards or less. He went off against Miami with a bad matchup, and now he gets Jalen Johnson. I would not be. Don't take the bait, dog. Don't do it. I would not do it. 1 touchdown over the last 4 games. Oh yeah, his weekly finishes, Jason. Wide receiver 59, wide receiver 115, wide receiver 57, and now he was wide receiver 4. That rests my case right there, dude. You're either a wide receiver 57 or 100 or 4. He's going to be in the 57s probably, if I had to guess.
This is how it is, Marvin Harrison Jr. against the Dolphins. He could have easily ended the week as wide receiver 35. The reason why I say that is because he had 2 big catches in that game. Both were great catches, but very close to being incomplete. They were both challenged. One was a touchdown. They were both diving catches. Yep. It was an inch away from going the other way. So don't get me wrong. There was great plays by Marvin Harrison Jr. But it easily could have gone the other way. So yeah, don't fall in. It's a trap. It's a trap. Dude, don't fall for it, dude.
I was like, maybe I should trade for Marvin Harrison Jr. Then I was all doing some research. I'm like, holy shit.
Yeah, I don't think you do it
now. Yeah, Jason, like I said, I've got to trade in Kareem Hunt for DK Metcalf. Who would you rather have, DK Metcalf or Deebo Samuel?
Man, we talked about this last night, dude. You got Deebo Samuel, and he's going to have you weeks where he's going to win you weeks. He's going to have weeks where he's going to lose you weeks, or may not even play.
And I'd say, but my whole problem is like, oh, Ayuk's gone. It's like, well, Ayuk hasn't done shit all year, so like, won't Deebo still be the same?
Well, this is what I was saying earlier too, where it was like Deebo's not going to be the 15 reception, 20 target a game guy. That's not his role on the team. He's not going to. It's not like he's going to super increase. It's going to be Juwan Jennings. I still like Seattle's offense. They're putting up points, except this past week. But
would you trade Hunt and Mostert for DK Metcalf?
I mean, yeah. I'd prefer 2 for him though. I probably would just do 1.
All right.
But I mean, if you do 2 for sure, yeah, that guy would need to take that.
I've got 1 going in right now because the Kareem he values Kareem Hunt more than anybody else because he owns Pacheco. All right, Jason, last up.
Nice.
Give me a tight end to have pause on.
Dalton Kincaid.
Oh yeah, a repeat offender, man.
Yeah, this one is going to be pretty short too. Pause tight end 12, Dalton Kincaid. In PPR, he is averaging 8.5 points per game in 8 games. 2 touchdowns on the season. He looks like he is a touchdown-dependent player. As of right now, he's doing worse than last year, where he averaged 9.5 points per game. Dolphins secondary is good. They are tough on wide receivers, and they're tough on tight ends. Kincaid has 2 touchdowns on the year, like I said, but the Dolphins team have allowed no touchdowns this year to tight ends. They're the only team in the league that haven't allowed a touchdown to a tight end this year. I paused Dalton Kincaid.
They're the only team. Really, that's pretty crazy. That's a good stat. Where'd you get that from? PFF?
No, on that fantasy toolbox.
Can you see Can you see where I am on the screen?
Barely. You look like you're right by the record button. So it looked like you had a zit on your nose.
I wish, man. I want pimples, man. I like to pop them.
The only time my wife gives me attention is when I have a zit.
Oh my god, dude! What's up? Let me check your back.
Yeah, let me get it.
Is that a hair coming out of that mole? I'm gonna pull that shit.
Get the tweezers. Emergency tweezers.
All right, Jason, you're up first. Give me a quarterback to play.
Okay. It's not because I'm a homer, but play quarterback 19, Dak Prescott. Last week he was sacked twice and pressured like 20 times against the 49ers, but this week he faces the Falcons, who give up the 8th most points to quarterbacks, and in the top 7 in passing touchdowns allowed at 13. But the best fact is that Dak Prescott will have time to throw. The Falcons are tied with the Cardinals for 31st in pressure rate and have the league worst sack conversion rate at 8%. So now Dak will have time to throw, and given time to throw, he's 11th in deep ball completion percentage. And the Falcons have given up the 7th most passing yards in the last 3 games. Dak will have an easier chance to move the ball up and down the field, and Atlanta's secondary is not an elite group. And this could be a shootout with the over and under being 51.5.
Shit.
Bounce back game for Dak Prescott. I play him.
Damn, dude. Vegas thing is, whew. Kirk Cousins, man. I'm starting Kirk Cousins this week, too. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's a game you want a piece of right there. Jason, who's going to be the second receiving option for Dak Prescott this week?
So got to be Tolbert. Oh, you mean like either Tolbert or Garrison?
Well, Ferguson.
Jesus. Ferguson? Yeah. Maybe Jake Ferguson.
Ferguson played last week. He had just had a rough matchup, right? 49ers. That's right.
Yeah. Well, did you know Brandon Cooks had surgery and then it got infected?
Yeah, I think we reported that, and he was like, after it happened, it's like, holy, that happens to pro athletes, not just us, you know? Yeah. So I was like, that's crazy shit.
So, because I was like, when is this guy going to come back? And he's still going to miss this week, but next week. But yeah, so I think we're going to see another big game out of CeeDee Lamb.
All right, man, and these are going to be super obvious. I'm picking from the same game. I saw the highest over under, and I was like, I need a player from there. But this is like a super smash. This guy has not been getting many rushing attempts at all. It's pretty crazy, Jason. But Bijan Robinson has been on a tear, and he gets to go against Dallas, man. And Dallas is like, they are allowing so many rushing yards. What, 223 last week? Let's see. Bijan. So I know this is obvious, man, but I'm just saying this is like such a good matchup. I want to make it a good play. Let's see. Dallas allowed, the fifth most rushing yards over the last 3 weeks, 166. Dallas allowing the second most fantasy points per game to running backs, 25. Bijan had 13 carries last week versus Tampa Bay, but has scored a touchdown, Jason, in 3 straight games. I think 3 straight games, and is averaging almost 6 targets a game over that span. So, in this game, getting 6 targets and at least 13 carries, with on a touchdown streak, he should be amazing. 2 touchdowns. They gave up 2 touchdowns to Monty in week 6. Then they made Garindo look amazing. 85 yards and a touchdown week 8. And the last time the Cowboys did well, they did hold Najee, Jason, to like 40 yards. And then before he went off on a hot streak. But again, Bijan Robinson, I know this is super obvious, but he has pretty much one of the best matchups. The team that has been allowing the most rushing yards and the highest over and under. I am going with Bijan Robinson as like my top running back for the week. I would bet on him to be running back 1.
Did you see last week when he scored his receiving touchdown? He did the Lamar Jackson thing where he ran and then he stopped and a defender ran right by him. And then he just walked in the end zone and he's doing.
I was just watching him. I was like, dude, when I see these highlights, it reminded me of his first couple of games as when he was a rookie, like how he looked amazing in his first couple of games.
Yeah,
he's starting to look like that again. So, I just like the targets, PPR matchup, dude. It's gonna be awesome. I mean, Algier could be a streamer, but I feel like I've used him as a streamer like 10 times. Yeah. We're getting questions. Would you go with Monty for something? We'll talk about that later, though. All right, man. Let's see. Give me a wide receiver to play, Jason.
This one's for Irving Romero. And let's go ahead and let's play wide receiver 41, Jakobi Meyers.
Yeah.
He just mentioned in our he left a comment saying that he's starting him this week. Wish him luck.
He made a sweet trade, got rid of Chuba Hubbard.
Yeah. For 3 players, so go him. Good job. But yeah, I'll tell you why I'm going to start this guy, okay? I'm not expecting some blow-up game here. I don't expect him to go nuclear. But I think he could score more points than his projections. He could be good in PPR this week. Last week, he had a tough matchup against the Chiefs and had 6 receptions on 7 targets for 50 yards and a touchdown. That's 17 points in PPR. With Adams gone, he led the team in targets. He isn't a wide receiver that runs a lot of routes in the third level of the defense. He keeps it close to the line of scrimmage. His average target distance is 8.9, and that's 74th in the league. That is good for PPR. He's touchdown dependent, but if it's not Bowers, it's Meyers. And there's a good chance they will fall behind this game and need to pass. I think you can feel comfortable playing Jakobi Meyers. Hopefully getting you like wide receiver 2 numbers. But I play Jakobi Meyers.
Yeah, man, Jakobi Meyers with Gardner Minshew. Even with that bad matchup last week, you saw that. I mean, that's against the best cornerback duo in the NFL pretty much right now. Kansas City. They don't allow even yards. And Jakobi Meyers got 50-something yards and a touchdown. So, yeah, and the good thing about Jakobi Meyers, Jason, just in the long term, not just this week, is Aiden O'Connell throws the shit out of it to Jakobi Meyers as well. So he should be fine, regardless of who's starting there. But I still like, I don't know. I'm a Brock Bowers owner, and I really do not know which one I'd rather start or who I'd rather have starting for me.
Bigger game. Bowers would have had the game of a lifetime against the Chiefs.
Well, what I was thinking is that the Chiefs know, like, if there's just no other receiving options for the Chiefs. Like, I wanted to go back and see exactly who they're putting on Bowers. I bet you they put like a cornerback and a linebacker, something like that, because there's no receiving options over there. And they have so many good cornerbacks. But anyways, let's see. What was I going to say, Jason? Oh, yeah. Next up, man. This is going to be obvious as well. But, hey, we just talked about we just talked about Kansas City and how you start all tight ends against Kansas City, Jason. This guy is literally the best bet for tight end 1 this week. Cade Otton. Start all tight. Oh, yeah. 2 elite cornerbacks, Jason. Force tight ends to produce. That's what I wrote down here.
That was a good sentence. Good grammar.
I guess. But hey, Jason, the touch, the feel of Cotton
makes you want to play Cotton.
Second most fantasy points per game allowed to tight ends. I think I can't remember what team just jumped in front of them. Shit. Anyways, tight end 1 with 29 fantasy points last week. Led team in targets, reception yards, and 2 touchdowns. That game was a super shootout. He's not going to do as well this week, but I still project him to be the number 1 tight end. 10 targets in each of his past 2 weeks with Evans and Godwin's injuries. So that is the most targeted tight end through the last 2 weeks, Jason. And I chase targets. I chase touchdowns. The first game without anybody there, the red zone targets went to Cade Otton. So Kansas City's going to be a low-scoring, low-yardage game. But full PPR, I don't give a shit, man. Cade Otton should be getting 10 receptions. It's 70 yards and maybe a touchdown.
Yeah, and the good thing about Otton is for PPR is like his intended air yards last week was only 5. So yeah, he's close to the line of scrimmage too. So everyone's backing up. He's just right there waiting for Baker Mayfield to make up his mind. Just hey, throw me the ball, I'm wide open, dude. Yeah, 36 yards after the catch last week too. So,
dude, Jason, man, you're awesome, man. But yeah, I just want to I know I've got 2 obvious starts, but those are the players I think are going to be number 1 on the week. Got number some 1. Very less obvious other ones. What are you thinking? Oh, number 1.
Number 1.
Number 1. All right, everybody. That is the show. Let us know who your plays and pauses are. Let us know if you think ours are lame, if we are wrong, if we're stupid. All right. We won't take it personal, man. We can take it. All right. But yeah, leave comments. Let us know all that stuff. Give us start-sit questions on the comments as well. That's cool. And hey, Jason. Oh yeah. Hopefully we earned a thumbs up. Hopefully we earned a subscription, man. We need that stuff. And every time you leave a like, it sends us out to more people. So please do that for us. Only if you like it, though. Don't lie to yourself. Jason, please send us out.
Yeah, so we got the live rankings coming out Friday. You can join it. We'll be live 6 Pacific time, right, Tyler? West Coast, bro.
I don't like to get specific, but I think it is Pacific.
Pacific. Dang it. Where's my train of thought going? Oh, yeah, so join it. If you have any questions that you want to know live, get on there, ask us a question through the chat. And then Saturday, we also have the offensive line, defensive line matchup report. 3 players you want to target, 3 players you want to avoid for the week. And then you got Tyler's last minute starter sit Sunday mornings. I will talk to you in Friday's live episode. Deuces.
This is the Fantasy Red Zone, and we appreciate you.